with the One Night in Memphis. Okay, so John Mueller, let's first start off with what made you come up with the idea to produce this kind of show?
Well, I've always been a big fan of 1950s music for some reason. I didn't grow up in that era, but I came along very late in my parents' life, so I got the benefit of my brothers and my sister's record collection, which was Beatles music and 70s music and whatnot. And my brother told me that the Beatles were big Buddy Holly fans, and I went from Buddy Holly to Buddy Holly's influences, which was Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Fats Domino, those kind of artists. And I had developed a show called Winter Dance Party, which was based on Buddy Holly's final tour that he did in 1959. And we played that at a lot of venues and still do. And a lot of venues said they really loved working with us, but they couldn't book us the same year after year because they have to have different programming. So that's when I got the idea to do this show based on the $1 Million Quartet, which was this great historical occurrence that happened when Carl Perkins, the hit maker of Blue Suede Shoes, had booked a recording session at Sam Phillips Sun Record Studios, and he had Jerry Lee Lewis playing piano on that session, and then Johnny Cash showed up and Elvis showed up. He was just coming back from Vegas, so he thought he would stop by his old studio that made him. He was already a star at that point, Elvis, and but he came back to Sun Studios just to have a visit. And before they knew it, all four of these guys were jamming with each other. And the producer, Sam Phillips, kept all the tape going, and it's just a great microcosm of rock and roll. You hear gospel music, rockabilly, country, and rock and roll all mixed together. And it's just a great historical thing to hear the roots of this kind of music. So what I did was incorporate a lot of that banter that they do on that tape, and we do that in the show, and we all joke around with each other during the show just to have that same kind of camaraderie that they did, and it's really cool.
Is this why you decided to pay a tribute to, Elvis Presley? And there's more, of course, that you also decided to pay tribute to.
Yeah, we just wanted to show where this current rock and roll came from. It really came from all these pioneers of rock and roll, and they set the groundwork and framework for what we hear today, really. I mean, you can kind of hear some of the roots of that in today's music, but so we wanted to pay tribute to that, and the show really took off. I thought it was just going to be a side project for me, but it gets booked more now than my Winter Dance Party show, it seems like. So wow. It's been a great thing, and audiences seem to love it. It's just a really high energy, fun show.
I know you play the character of a principal then in this show.
Yes, I decided to take on Carl Perkins, who was the hit maker of Blue Suede Shoes, a song that Elvis also covered.
Looks like, definitely something worth checking out, of course, and looking at and seeing this performance. So how was it playing that role, though, as the principal in this show? Like, how did you feel? How did it make you feel?
Oh, it made me feel great. I especially seeing the audience, they come up to us after the show, and sometimes parents bring their kids or grandparents bring their sons and daughters, and people that haven't necessarily, they think of it as oldies music or whatever, but when they come up to us after the show, they're like, oh my God, we didn't realize these guys rock so hard, and we really see now why this music is still vital and so much fun because it's just so infectious.
So This performance, I'm already getting pictures and images in my head of how fun this could be, especially, like you mentioned, a tribute and, to Presley, Elvis Presley and more. And of course, the whole rock and roll kind of feel. So this performance, when is it exactly? And how often does it play in a year?
It plays quite a bit. We're probably doing about 75 shows a year. So we go all over. Yeah, we're all over the place from Montana to Maine. We've been to Wisconsin many times, and we're looking forward to coming back.
In Wausau, right? Correct?
Yes, Wausau at Grand Theater on Wednesday, May 28th. We're looking forward to that for sure.
Oh, okay, and it's just one day then, one night?
Yes, just one day and one night, and then we move on to Eau Claire and some other cities in Wisconsin as well.
Where can people get tickets, and what website can they go on to look for the other, cities in Wisconsin?
OneNightInMemphis.com. It's just the simple name of the show, OneNightInMemphis.com.
Well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time, John. It was so nice to meet you. And we look forward to seeing this fun music, upbeat performance of One Night in Memphis in a couple weeks.
Sounds great. So thanks so much for having me.